Today's story is titled The Weight of a Silhouette by Fluffy Farmer 124. The link to the story is in the description below. Please enjoy.
I put 17 men in the dirt, and not one of them ever saw my fingers twitch. But sitting across the grease-stained card table at midnight, looking into the eyes of the thing wearing a charcoal duster, my hand already felt heavy. The saloon wasn't just quiet, it was dead. The air smelled faintly of alcohol and old tallow. The stranger hadn't blinked in the 20 minutes he'd sat there. His skin had the yellow, waxy look of fat left out in the sun. And his eyes weren't right. Its pupils didn't dilate. They just sat there like two pools of ink that seemed to leak into the whites. When he breathed, it didn't come from his chest. It sounded like wind being forced through a jagged canyon deep inside his throat. "You're a long way from home," I said. My right hand hung an inch above my Colt. My palm was slick with sweat. The stranger didn't answer with words. He reached up with two fingers and peeled his lower lip down, pinning it against his chin to reveal a row of jagged, needle-thin teeth that grew directly out of the black gums. A thick, clear drop of fluid fell from his jaw, hissing as it hit the floorboards. In the corner, the grandfather clock gave a heavy, mechanical click. 12 o'clock. My reflexes took over. I didn't think, I just drew. I was a blur. The iron cleared the leather, leveled, and the black powder roared, filling the space between us with a blinding flash and thick, sulfurous smoke. A perfect heart shot. My hands knew it before the smoke even cleared. But there was no lead striking meat, no wet thud of a body. Through the clearing smoke, the stranger was still sitting there. The bullet hole was right in the center of his chest, gaping wide, but there was no blood. Inside the tear in his duster, I didn't see ribs or a heart. I saw hundreds of tiny pale maggots writhing in a tight pulsing mass, knitting flesh and fabric back together. The stranger smiled, his jaw unhinging with a wet pop that sounded like the snap of broken bones. He didn't draw a gun. He didn't need to. He just pointed a long, yellow-nailed finger downward, guiding my eyes to the floorboards between us, to my shadow. Before I could pull away, his heavy, mud-crusted boot heel pressed down on the dark silhouette of my eyes. There was no sound of wood on leather, just a muffled thud. Then a spike of white-hot agony ripped through my skull. It felt like a railroad spike being driven directly into my brain. I screamed, dropping the Colt. I tried to stumble backward, to run for the swinging doors, but my legs won't obey. I looked down. My shadow wasn't a flat reflection anymore. It was pulling away from the wood, stretching upward like black tar, rooting itself into the stranger's boot. As he pressed harder, the shadow of my jaw on the floor opened wide, and my own jaw opened with it, stretching so far that the skin at the corners of my mouth split open, dripping crimson down my collar. "Good weight," the stranger whispered, his voice vibrating in my teeth. Good leather. He stood, dragging my shadow behind him like a heavy velvet cloak. Mine peeled free from the floorboards with a wet, tearing sound, stretching farther with every step he took. My heels carved twin grooves through the wood as I fought against muscles that no longer belonged to me. Every inch he walked folded me further backward until my spine arched past what bones should allow. Vertebrae cracked one after another, sharp as kindling beneath an axe, yet I couldn't even collapse. I couldn't even claim my own footsteps anymore. The stranger stepped through the swinging doors into the waiting dark, and my shadow disappeared after him.